What is going on, everybody? Ryan Leary, William Tincup here with the Barf. William, what's going on?
Brother, had a wonderful day today. Glad we're doing this. We're doing it a little bit later than we normally do on Sundays, but that's okay.
It is dark.
It is dark.
It is dark. But the Eagles won. Convincingly won. So
congratulations.
Go Giants. What can I say? It was a good game, I guess. But I didn't even do the intro. It says look at the week that was, so you can prepare for the week that is. Now I feel better. Anyhow, so you had a busy weekend.
I did, but a good weekend. Yeah, we had a court of honor for Van Alst today. Yeah. And so he got a bunch of merit badges and stuff like that. His troop they're pretty prolific, so the courts of honors they're pretty long. So, but that's good. I mean, it's where all the kids, they're only twice a year. So it's where all the kids get recognized. It's pretty cool.
Nice. All right, man, you want to kick us off?
Let's do it. Let me pitch you this story first. Workday and Spring Hill produced a documentary called Untapped. It is now available on Netflix. So I found this on investor.workday.com, and then you can type in Untapped and you'll find it. So I think this is really cool. Really, really cool. So Untapped charts the emotional and inspiring journeys of 6 adults as they navigate a rigorous skills training program through Year Up Unlimited, which is kind of a program that they have, and for a shot for Fortune 500 internships. And
nice.
Basically in hopes of changing the trajectory of their lives, right? So it's the thing I found fascinating is a software company, Workday, producing something that will actually, help people get into the kind of the skills game. Maybe people that wouldn't normally, but I haven't seen it yet. It's actually, I'm going to watch it, but they interview, JP Morgan CEO, GM CEO, Walmart CEO, like a lot of Mark Cuban. So they interview a lot of power players basically talking about skills.
Okay.
And so I think it's really cool. First of all, I thought it was just a cool idea.
It's unique and cool. Yeah, it's fun.
To think of a software company going, you know what? Let's make a movie.
Why not? We got nothing else to do.
I just think it's fascinating. And again, I can't wait to see it. And
nice.
Untapped.
That's a fun story to kick us off with. All right.
Yeah.
So I've got one here. I wanted to start the week off.
Yeah.
On a good note. I wanted to be happy as I went to bed. I knew we were doing this later, so I wanted to kick off good. Anyhow, Walgreens is doing something really cool.
Okay.
So Walgreens is going to match 401k contributions to the student loan payment starting in 2025. So this is my feel-good story for the week. I think this is genius. It's the right thing to do. So first off, good on Walgreens. If you need a job, go work there because that's just a cool employer. So basically, under the new benefit, which will be available to eligible employees. I don't know what eligible means, but eligible employees. Starting in January 2025, Walgreens will contribute up to 4% of the workers' eligible compensation to their 401k account as long as they're making payments to their student loans. And so what I love about this is that not everybody who is paying on student loans can afford to contribute to the 401k. It's just not possible for them.
Right.
And so Walgreens is saying, you contribute to your student loans. You do what you need to do. We're still going to contribute our 4% to your 401k for retirement to help you as you go through this. So this is a great program. I think it's amazing. I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's a good way to start the week for me.
I love it. And it helps people with their student loans. So yeah. I could see that young people saying, no, I can't take money out of my check because I need to take that money and do this.
That's right.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. $2.6 billion invested in work tech during Q3 amidst slow revenue growth. This is on Venero, Venero, capitaladvisors.com. So take a look at that. So I got a couple of numbers for you. So this is more from the report.
Mm-hmm.
WorkTech investment activity picked up around 20% from 181 deals that were disclosed to 150 deals in Q2. So we went up another 31 deals in one quarter, which makes sense. Growth came primarily from early stage, and the average investment was about $17 million, which is a pretty sizable investment. And M&A activity was very robust and has been robust all year. 336 acquisitions in total during the first 3 quarters. So it's about 100, 100, 110.
So we should cross over 400 this year.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. So just some numbers out there. And again, as we do with all of our kind of fundings and things like that, it's just follow the money. Follow the money. So a lot of deals.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I will follow the money everywhere. I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
I'm still trying to follow the money. Where's it going?
So okay, so this is a story. I found this on HR Dive actually. This is a story about an HR generalist who was laid off during her medical leave and filed a claim. However, the court found that she does not have an ADA claim here. And
really?
So this is an interesting one, and it kind of, I mean, that's not kind of, it does make sense. Look, getting laid off sucks. So first off, sorry for that, and and for anyone that's in that situation, it's a tough spot. We understand that, but not everyone that gets laid off is entitled to a claim for a reason, right? For a reason that they feel that they're entitled to. And this is one of those situations where she was out on disability.
Right.
She was recovering from surgery. She came back, and she ended up, or before she came back, she ended up losing her job. Now, here's why the court ruled not in favor of her. One is the company was going through an ongoing restructuring.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire process prior to her going out onto disability. So this isn't a new thing for this is with Citi, not a new thing. They were going through restructuring, they were doing layoffs and RIFs and stuff like that. Secondly, they did not replace her position. So when she left, they didn't replace her position with someone else for the time period that she was out. They took her work and they distributed it amongst her team.
Right.
And then ended up doing additional layoffs at that time, of which her group was then let go. So, So I thought that was interesting because a lot of people are probably in that situation and would assume I'm out on disability, I'm okay. Right. Not always the case, and this is one of those cases.
Yeah, that's a unique case.
Yeah.
Because normally, you're right, when you go out on leave, it's not a protected class, of course, but it's just taboo.
Right.
Or it has been taboo. But this ongoing restructuring, layoffs, or department layoff, like why would they bring her back?
Right.
To a department that's not there or a team that's not there.
Right. Exactly. So there you go.
Wow. Happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy to sad.
So let me just read this to you. Just kind of close your eyes and listen.
Last time you said that, I'm pretty sure there was a snore coming in.
No, you're good.
To the microphone.
All right. Immigrant workers have spurred 88% of U.S. workforce growth since 2019. So in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
According to Forbes.com. So you can go there, look at this. I'm not going to talk politics. I have zero interest in talking politics. We're, 3 weeks away from an election? So
less than 20 days, yeah.
Zero interest in talking about it. But 88% is a big number.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you fall, great. So it got me to think, as I read it, were those jobs that U.S. citizens would apply for and do? So if immigrants, immigrants, 88% of the growth over those 5 years, immigrants doing those jobs. Check. Okay. If they weren't here, for whatever reason, doesn't make a difference. If they weren't here, would those jobs just not be done? that we just have higher unemployment,
Mm-hmm.
or would U.S. citizens do those jobs?
I guess it depends on the job, obviously.
That's
But
what I got.
that's always been the question. That's always been the question. And I know a lot of people come back and say that's a stupid argument, and
Yeah,
but it is, but it's not. It's really not
88%
because
is a big number, brother.
yeah, that's a
Sorry,
really big number. Yeah, any way you look at it. So
I don't. So my personal take is I don't think so. And I'm looking
hmm
historically at the Italians and the Irish and the
yeah,
different waves of immigrants that we've had over the last 300 years. Immigrants historically have done the shit no one else wants to do. You and I have talked about it before. Like,
hmm
who the fuck's out there painting lines on the highway? It's not me.
right,
Fuck that
right.
shit. I wouldn't even do that as a summer job. I mean, my brothers worked. They did welding, and in the summer in Texas, inside
Mm.
of a
Doesn't
hull.
sound interesting to me.
Fuck, they only did it because they're paying double time.
hmm
That's the only reason they did it is because it's double time. Like, man, you couldn't pay me enough to do that
Yeah,
job. So I
yeah,
don't think so. However, we're going to have to look at like how that changes, because if our job growth is coming from immigrants,
right.
then there's something there. I'm not sure what
Yeah,
it is, and we're not going to talk politics, but there you go.
we
88%,
will
that's
in
on
like
Forbes.
17 days.
Oh, 100%. Wednesday. Done.
Wednesday, there we go.
Wednesday.
All right. So TopTool, TopTool,
Yeah, I
right?
do.
So they laid off 70% of their engineering team. So same as I
That's
feel
a
like
big
it's a big number.
that's a
That's a
big number right there.
massive number, right? Let's just start there.
Yeah. 10
So
little Indians, 7 of
yeah,
them are dead. Got
yeah.
it.
So
All right.
we'll say okay, that's a lot. Okay, we'll start there. This is following two acquisitions earlier this year. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, right?
Redundancy.
Redundancy, you would think, but I'm not sure that that's it. So first, good luck to everyone involved, right?
Yeah.
Shitty position to be in. We get that. It's never easy to deal with, but the irony here isn't lost on me that these were all full-time positions. Now, for those that don't know, okay,
Huh.
this is TopTool. They are working to bring freelancers to organizations. So they match freelancers and gig workers with
Yeah.
corporates, right? So these were all full-time employees that were salaried working for a company that connects freelancers with companies in place of FTEs, full-time employees. So
the question is, will they replace those with FTEs or freelancers?
I don't know. I mean,
They should replace them with freelancers.
you would think so, right? Like
Because
I don't want to make light of the situation.
100%. No, people's lives were impacted.
Definitely not lost on me the irony here that a freelance company had salaried all salaried workers, and
Right.
now they're letting them go. So
More
good luck
to
to
that
everyone
story.
involved, but yeah, back to you.
All right. Let me read this title to you. U.S. employees who have worked from home at some point since 2020 equate the value of hybrid work to a 7.6% pay raise. So basically, they view that time that they got less than 10%, let's just say, a 10% pay raise by working remotely, by working in a hybrid environment. This is from the WFH research, work from home research.com. So take a look at that. Interesting. So here's the question I have for you. Would employees take less money to work remotely, or the opposite, get paid more for return to office?
Where
are you at with this?
I don't know. My view on this is going to change. So so I know this is this spoken recorded word, and it's going to change tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe later on tonight.
Yeah, probably by the time we're done talking about it. I don't equate working at home a pay raise. I don't.
A pay raise is a pay raise. Yeah.
if you're not putting more cash in my pocket, it's
not
not
a
a
raise.
raise. Like this is a benefit. This is
Yeah,
evolution of times,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
this isn't you giving me more money.
Right.
This is me working still 8 to 10 hours a day for a corporate organization. And it doesn't matter if you're at home. Do I have flexibility?
But isn't it interesting that people can think of it that way?
Well, I think for those that I don't know how the survey how this research was broken down.
Yeah.
I would say for those people who were thrust into working at home during the pandemic, they've grown to love it, like it, and this is their way to justify it to say, well, you know what? If I take a pay cut, I'm cool. I'm at
Yeah.
home. I'm doing this. I'm doing that, and that's totally fine. To each their
Yeah.
own.
Right.
But I haven't been to an office since 2009, 2010.
Yeah. Neither have I.
This isn't. I mean, yeah, is it flexible? Sure, all of the above. But I'm still working my ass off. So anybody who would say, yeah, it's no, I don't buy it. I don't buy
Okay.
it. Yeah, I don't buy it. But I could change. I could be swayed on that. Um,
And you probably will be.
but going back into the office, you
I'll
would have
never
to pay
work.
me more.
I'll never work in an office. It'll
Yeah,
never happen.
I can do a hybrid thing, I think, for now.
Nah.
Um,
Nah.
hybrid, like as in like every couple weeks, not every week.
Yeah.
But you
Hybrid
would,
is in office better be in the Caymans.
but you would
Yeah.
have to pay me more.
Oh,
I would
100%.
look at it as more because commute, time out, all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't equate that the opposite way. I don't think that's in reverse. Just
No.
because I'm working at home, I should get less. No.
Got it. Okay.
So
Duly noted.
yeah, so that's my take on that. All right, Smart Recruiters, right? You've heard of these
I
guys.
am indeed
Yeah.
familiar. Yes.
Yeah, we had a story on them, was it last week or the week before with Rebecca taking over as
Yep.
CEO. And we said, we haven't heard from Smart Recruiters in a while. Like where
They've
have
been
these
flying under the radar.
Yeah, where have they been? So if you haven't heard, you gotta look these guys. I know you've heard, but if you're listening and you haven't heard, you need to go look up Smart Recruiters. You've got to see what they've done. I don't know what your thoughts are. You have a much better background in branding than I do, but I don't know. There's something about Winston that they launched
Yeah.
that I
They,
love.
they launched it at HR Tech.
Yeah, it's fun, it's playful. I love what it is, number one. So I want to go through that. But just congrats to the team there because it's a really good launch for me. I
Yeah,
think
I
they
agree.
hit the mark and they came out and they're doing something right now. So one, it's about time. Two, I noticed something on the website this weekend. As you go down the site on the main page now, it says the first wave of functionalities. I think that's genius. The first
Yeah.
wave of functionalities, right? Get it out, make a seismic wave, which they have over since they've launched, and make some noise, and then continue to
Yeah.
roll it out. They're doing
It's
a really good job on this.
yeah. It's never done, which
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it is. And
yeah,
so
I think they stole the show at HR Tech with that product launch. If you
yeah,
will.
yeah, and it's a very cool character. So if you haven't seen it, guys, go check it out. But the first wave, just so you know, is intelligent scheduling. So shift
Mhm.
interviews, they're replacing no shows, screening, conversational engagement, all the stuff we
Oh yeah.
know that's
Yeah.
there. But it's now Winston, right? And so I went on to their site. Now I know Winston is not the support, but I tried to pretend it was, and I started talking to it like Winston, and it told me, and I recorded it or I took a screenshot so you could actually see it. I didn't ask if it was Winston. I kept doing the things that Winston would do,
Right.
and it said to me, "I'm sorry, I am not Winston. I'm just your frontline support. I can get you in touch with." I think that was pretty cool. That
That's
was
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. So I was excited for that. So, anywho, that's my Smart Recruiter story for the day.
Ryan, how polite should you be to the chatbot working alongside you?
You must have been at my table last night while we were taking those shots because
No.
my chatbot name is Kevin. I didn't name my chatbot.
Really?
No, maybe I talked to him. at some point, and Kevin came out, but Kevin is his name. I don't know why, but it's Kevin, and I do say please and thank you.
So this is a Wall Street Journal article. So definitely go look this up because it is funny because it gets at the heart of the matter of, is the chatbot a slave, a servant, an almost human? And as we know, chatbots and AI in general, they learn from us.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, where do they learn civility? So if you don't say please and thank you and all of those other types of things,
it's gonna be rude to you.
Does it get rude? Like if we just treat it like, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, dick face, can you?
Exactly. Like I can see it being a little like, hey, all right, you treat me like that way, I treat you like this way.
Yeah.
So anyhow, it's a fantastic article, and again, it's dealing with civility and it's dealing with how you interact with chatbots.
Oh, it's interesting. I'm gonna have to read that.
You learn, it's
I'll
worthy.
have to read that. It actually is. I don't know if you do it, but I do. I say, hey, thanks a lot, appreciate it. Like for no reason.
Oh, I know. But sometimes I feel dumb. I'm like, hey, thank you, that was great.
Yeah.
There's ones and zeros on the other end of that. They're not. Yeah.
But there might not be, right? I mean, like I'll tell you, when digital assistants become cost effective for a 2-person company, right. I want one. I want a digital assistant right there looking at me all day and talking to me back and forth.
Stop doing that. What are you doing?
Who was it that we were talking with that had an assistant like that?
There's a guy in Utah.
Yeah, it's just right there.
Oh, she was right there, but she was real. That was
she
the
was
Philippines.
real. She was real. Yeah,
she's legit. Yeah. She took notes, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, but I want a digital assistant like that. That's actually humanoid.
Yeah.
So
keeps you in line is what you need.
Yeah. Get back to work, homie.
You're gonna eat that? Are you sure you're gonna eat that?
Yes, I'm definitely gonna eat it. All right, so this story here might be my last story for the day.
All right.
This is pretty stupid. How do I say?
I like that when we set that up. We set that up with the expectation. This is the dumbest shit you'll ever hear.
Literally,
you should stop listening to the. Yeah. Actually, stop listening to the podcast right now. Yeah,
literally, this is dumb shit. The Swiss court rules that employers do not have to pay employees for bathroom breaks, calls, or meals. I get it. Don't pay for lunch. Got it.
What?
Stepping out for 20 minutes at a time for a personal call, pay for it on your own time. Going to the bathroom? Come on.
Dude, the Swiss.
Seriously.
That's harsh.
I'm not really sure how to talk. Like, don't eat and you won't have to take a shit. You get paid for not eating at work. So don't eat and don't go to the bathroom. So anyway, this decision came down 3 years after labor inspectors learned about the company's policy and expressed concern that it could be harmful to workers because they don't want to go to the bathroom for whatever amount of time. So they hold it in and then they get sick and they get and all this stuff. Anyway, the court rules, that's cool. You don't have to pay them. However, they do need to make accommodations for women for certain situations and times of months and stuff like that. So they have to make accommodation for women. Yeah. But that's it. Outside of that.
So menstrual cycle, okay. Someone having to take a big growler, not okay.
No.
So, but here's my take on all that. First of all, it's a funny story. I'm glad you brought it up. But the thing is here's what employees are great. Here's what humans do. So you're not going to pay me. I need to use the restroom. Whatever that's going to take, 5-10 minutes, whatever it is. You're not going to pay me for that. Totally get it. I'm going to slow down work. Okay. And that task that you gave me, it's an hour task. No, not a problem. I'm going to take an hour and 15 minutes on that task.
Yeah, I'm going to get my 15 minutes
because I'm going to get that 15 minutes back. That's how humans think. Like taking that out of the system, it's like you should just pay them because they're going to get that time.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah, I can tell you. So I look, if they're going to the bathroom with their phone, they're in there for 40 minutes at a shot. All right. Well, then you put a restriction like, hey guys, we can't be doing this. But I can tell you, this human wouldn't be working there.
No, hell no. No.
No. No. That
All right.
was
Here's one for
my
you.
funny for the week.
Meta
Mm.
fires employees for spending food allowances on personal items like acne pads and wine glasses. This is CNN.com. Definitely go read this story because it's just funny.
Well, they gotta put the liquid in something.
Well, the thing is that, of course, that begs a question like, define food. All right. I think it's just an excuse to lay off people and
That's
maybe
drastic.
rein in some of the spending. But
Yeah.
like the food allowance is a food allowance. Like
Mhm.
we've all had food allowances before. So spending money on other stuff, like probably, I'd love to know the process in which people went through. Were they
Yeah.
warned? Were they warned twice? Were they warned 3 times? And then they just
Mhm.
kept doing it, or not? Like maybe
Yeah.
there's just a policy. It's like it's a food allowance, like food.
If you have the allowance, you have the allowance. That's where I look at that.
See, that's how I read it too. It's
Mhm.
like take the word food off, and you're giving employees an allowance.
You
Okay,
have a per diem. Yeah, you have a per
yeah,
diem.
you have a per diem. Great, spend it on
Yeah.
whatever you want.
It's a way for them to control the spend, but still offer the benefit. I get that, but I mean, you're not going to eat acne pads. I mean, that's kind of weird.
That was the funniest part for me. It's like
I'm
they
just
listed acne pads. I'm like,
saying.
huh. Well, that's definitely a younger person's game.
I guess so.
You get past 30 something, and you're like, acne.
Fuck
Yeah,
it. Who
stop
cares?
caring a long time ago. All right, there you go. Good story.
All right.
Now we're acquisitions.
Acquisitions, yeah. So I'm going to kick off with Sherm. So Sherm has assumed full ownership of something called CEO Action for Diversity and Inclusion from PwC. So this is interesting because it positions Sherm as a leader in shaping corporate D&I practices.
I thought they got rid of diversity.
Well,
wasn't that their bit?
Point number, yeah, Deuce, yeah, like it's so. Yes, that's what we need to talk about. So it positions them as a leader in this space, leveraging the platform. Now here, the platform's got 2,500 plus CEOs, so it's an established platform. Right?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they'll have influence, they'll do their thing, et cetera, et cetera. But you're right. We need to talk about that. So if they're getting rid of D&I or diversity or however,
they got rid of the word diversity.
Diversity, you're right. How do they take over a platform that is diversity?
Well, first of all, we'd have to read it and find out, but
yeah,
I think it's inclusion. So they take the word diversity out,
and
they basically just make it inclusion. So now PwC still might refer to it as D&I or DEI or DEIB, whatever they want to, might want to refer to it as. But SHRM proper got rid of diversity to focus on inclusion. Right. But I like the idea that they're partnering with PwC and in bridging that gap, and also putting stuff in front of CEOs about inclusion. Let's just take diversity off the table for a moment.
That's the good part about this. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with belonging or inclusion at all. There's no counter argument to it. So good for them.
There you go.
All right. Another acquisition. Retirement Plan Solutions Incorporated. That's RPSI for those that follow this type of stuff. Was acquired by Definity, which also does retirement plans. This is on HarborViewAdvisors.com. They announced it. So this is a consolidation acquisition. Both firms, both products did roughly the same thing. Bigger fish, Definity, by smaller fish, RPSI, and great acquisition. And it seems like they've been working as it reads, it seems like the teams have been working together for a while to make the acquisition work.
So it's just another step in the
yeah. Good for them. Are we on to research? Would you like some research?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to do research, but I'll listen to it.
No, not at all. All right, let me read this one to you. Ready? This is the R in BARF, by the way. So employees have noted that new hires who recently graduated from college are struggling with professionalism in areas like communication and receiving feedback and appropriate workplace conversation, says a recent Intelligent.com survey. Of course, that's at marketingintelligence.com. 8 in 10 business leaders say recent college grads need workforce etiquette training. So of course this is fascinating to me. This is just the aftershocks of different definitions of what is etiquette and RTO. So now you asked all these people to come back to the office, and especially the younger generations. Fantastic. So let me give you 3 stats that kind of come from the report. First of all, it's a good survey and it's a good report. You should go look at it. Like I said, 81% of business leaders say recent graduates need etiquette training. So let's just 81%. That's not a small number. Taking constructive criticism and understanding cell phone etiquette are the most significant. They have a bunch of bar graphs, and it just shows like all the things that all these young people do wrong.
I'm feeling really fucking stupid right now.
This is so great. Like I'm reading it, it's like it's just going, and then like engagement was one, but it was the last one on the list. Like it's you start with like dress. The style of dress and things like that. So on one level you think, okay, is this just one generation judging another generation with their social norms of what is etiquette?
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Like if we went back and looked for research that took place during our time graduating, would there be similar research out there that says the same thing?
100%.
Like these idiots are coming into the workforce and
100%.
Yeah.
They don't know how bad we had it. Yeah. So basically they're painting all recent graduates kind of the same brush.
Right.
They need to understand what it is to work in a professional environment, which to your point could be said of every single graduating class ever, right? Because you're not taught that in your undergraduate.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually taught business etiquette in my MBA. We had in all 4 semesters we had an etiquette class.
It's just our time to bitch.
I didn't pay attention to most of it.
Clearly.
Clearly.
I've seen you in action.
Don't talk about politics, sex, drugs, or religion. I'm like, stripper glitter? Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that. So yeah, but I didn't in my undergrad. There was no etiquette training for art history majors. There should have been. All right, but the last thing on that is a majority of employers currently plan to offer etiquette training. So now, you just got out of college. You just graduated from Brown or Santa Clara, some great university, and all of a sudden now you get on a job at J.P. Morgan. It's like, all right, you need to teach.
This is how you shake a hand.
Yeah. You should look somebody in the eye when you shake their hand. Okay, strong grip. Good.
Come to think of it, I didn't have etiquette training.
I don't think you've ever had etiquette.
No, I know I have not. But I mean, like as I went into the workforce, I never had it. However, we kind of did.
Yeah, you learned it through observation.
There were I can look back now, and there was very specific things that were done that were like, gotcha. Picking it up. I understand.
Frowned upon. Yes.
But they never sat us down and said, here's how you handle this.
Yes.
Now they did for the customer portion. Here's how you work with our clients. Here's how you work with our customers. But internally, it was just, common sense. Like, don't hit people. Don't talk bad about people.
Before college for me, because I didn't go to college for 4, almost 5 years after high school, and I worked for Walmart. And we wore dress shirts. So we had ties, we wore dress shirts and all that stuff. And I didn't know how to iron for the first, 2, 3 years. Mm-hmm. So my version of ironing was to throw a wet towel into the dryer with the button down shirt.
Not going to work.
No, of course it didn't work. But I know how to iron. So like I eventually had a peer actually talk to me about it and just go, you need to stop doing that.
Yeah. We need to talk about deodorant. Yeah.
No, I do have a story about that. In grad school in Arizona, we had a person that took that to a different level. We all had mailboxes. And it was a bit, every week people would put deodorant in his mailbox.
Oh, jeez.
So it became, it was a Native American Studies master's degree, but it was really kind of funny because
Yeah.
like it's open. It was those old cardboard mailboxes, where it's kind of like you get them at like Office Depot or whatever. And so it had his name clearly written, and everyone would stick, bar a secret or whatever.
Yeah, just stick it in.
Every week. Every week there'd be, because you'd go get your mail, and all of a sudden you look over at his, and there's some soap in there. It's like, hey, they're sending you a message.
Yeah. It's actually a good story with etiquette. I have an ironing store when I worked with Enterprise a long time ago. I was late for work, maybe less than 5 minutes.
Right.
Definitely less than 5 minutes. But I legitimately was ironing my shirt. Like, that's why I was late. I was ironing my shirt. It was wrinkled. And I had to iron it. When I got in there, they were doing the morning meeting, and the guy asked me, he said, his name was John, and he asked me, "Why are you late?" And I said, "I was ironing my shirt." And he took that as I was being sarcastic. I was telling the truth.
No.
Like, I legitimately was ironing my shirt. He said, "Don't be late again." I was like, point taken. Okay. Got it. Like, that was my first intro into like, don't mess around.
Ironed the night before.
Yeah. But I was telling the truth. 100% was telling the truth there. So anyhow, do you have a digital twin, or have you heard of a digital twin?
I have not heard of a digital twin.
Well, you will now. So digital twins, digital employees, and agents everywhere. This is an article that I found on Josh Bersin, of all places. So this is actually a really very well written and interesting article. So it looks at the article looks at the growing role of AI in modern work. So not just schedulers and crap like that. Like, this is AI, real things in the in modern work environment. It looks at how digital twins, which, let's define it, these are virtual models of the physical being. So a replica of me, for whatever godly reason you want to create an AI like me or you, or a process.
So the replica will be doing your work while you're fishing.
No, but I wish. That would be amazing.
I'm about to say, I can see this working out. Hold up.
This could work out. But it could be a process. It could be a software anything. But it's a copy, a virtual model of the physical being. And so this concept is widely used across a lot of industries, but specifically, like healthcare, for example, to monitor equipment, predict failures, and things like that. So if you watch, I think at Chicago Med, they have the OR 2.0 or whatever it's called. It's an AI-based operating room, right? So these are the types of things that are happening. So anyhow, this is so in HR and TA, this is kind of where it comes back to us. A digital twin can refer to a virtual representation of an employee or a business process. Okay. So this then allows, obviously, HR teams to simulate workforce and predict future needs and adjust recruitment strategies on the fly, which is actually pretty cool. But he got some metrics here that I wanted to throw out there.
Okay.
Efficiency gains up to 80% by duplicating your person, right? So this would be, having your twin. The adoption rate currently, this isn't. And I should have said, this isn't like a 30-year. This is now. This isn't like a 30-year thing. Yeah. This is happening.
Flying cars.
Right? Yeah. So this is 60% of large organizations are now integrating some form of this digital twin theory into their process, and by 2030, it's predicted that 50% of large companies will rely on AI-driven digital employees to handle all the stuff we know of today: administrative tasks, improving productivity, et cetera, yada, yada.
Stuff that we should have never been doing.
Exactly.
Getting it off our desks. That's
exactly.
Great.
But digital twins, keep it in the back of keep it in the front of your head, because it's here, it's happening. It isn't like pie in the sky stuff. But I want one.
Yeah. Don't understand.
Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah,
Get me a digital twin.
I get you a digital something else.
Yeah.
All right. So Headline goes, tapping into today's tech talent annual report by Indeed. So
Indeed it
at
does.
indeed.com/lead, you can see it. This is a report that they do annually. So I'm fascinated with historical tech talent and how they define tech talent then and now. You know, it was really easy when someone's, coding and writing in Java, and they kind of come up through a CS degree and learn C++ and SQL and all those things. Like you can see the path. Now all of a sudden you have all this disruption with AI and Gen AI where you don't have to actually take that path to code, to do some of these things. So I think it's going to be really interesting for Indeed to track these things in the future as to what is tech talent. But yeah, let me give you 3 things. So first of all, go look at the study because they do it every year and they also compare it to previous years. So it's got a lot of cool numbers in it. 75%, I'll give you 3. 75% of tech talent who add or update their resume on Indeed are actively search for jobs.
Okay.
Makes sense, right? That tracks.
If you don't take the time to do it, you should be.
Right? 96% of tech job seekers apply to multiple companies. Tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm applying to one, then I'm going to apply to 18.
Yeah.
Done. There's got to be some type of thing that's basically I'm unhappy with at work. Right. I'm now going to go and update my resume on Indeed or whatever, and now I'm going to apply jobs. Well, if I'm applying to one, let's apply to a couple. 76% of respondents reported researching companies before applying. So if you're applying to multiple jobs, as 96% are, you're researching that company. So
that number seems very high to me.
See, I had a reaction too. First of all, if you're applying to a company, you're going to go low, which I think is which I want to hear what you have to say to that. I wouldn't apply to a job that I haven't researched. So again, I'm not the audience, so I'm not in tech talent and all that stuff.
Wait,
so I'm not.
Say the stat again. Say that maybe I misunderstood it.
Okay, so 75% of tech talent who update their LinkedIn profile are active job seekers.
Right.
96% of tech job seekers apply to multiple companies. 76% of respondents reported researching companies before applying.
I would think that number would be half of that. And
really?
I'll tell you why. Because when you apply to a job, it's kind of like the Amazon effect, right?
You're playing the numbers game.
Well, that and it's like, okay, other customers also bought this.
Yeah.
Right? So you apply to a job. Here's 5 more jobs just like this. I didn't research this shit. I'm like, oh, it's just like this. Click, 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 click. So I think that's I don't think people are being truthful there. I don't think they're being truthful there because if they're applying for 18 jobs, let's just say 18 jobs.
You've got to go. I would go research 18 companies.
That's a lot of time.
Well, begs the question, where's that time coming from?
That's why they're not researching.
If true, first of all, you could be right, of course. But if true, I think they're doing it at work.
No, they're going to the bathroom at work, researching on the toilet, and then coming home on their day off, on their hybrid day.
Hey, and if they're in Switzerland, they're not getting paid for it, baby.
Yeah, no, I think they're lying about that. No, not Indeed. I think the people are lying.
Indeed, it's just stats. But still, go take a look at that report. Okay. They do it annually. You can also see kind of the bars and graphs of yesterday or last year and all that stuff. So it's very cool. They always do a great job.
I will try to check that one out. This one, it's not really research, but it's a case study.
Okay.
So I won't necessarily mention the software behind this, but the numbers floored me. I was reading an article on 7-Eleven about their hiring challenges, and so they get a whole lot of employee applications come through, but they couldn't make the hires. Right? They couldn't make the hires. They hire 112,000 people annually. That's a lot of people. And when you're losing 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 applications at that volume,
that's churn.
That's churn. Yeah, like how do you make? You need a million applications
Yeah, just
to
the funnel.
even just to
Yeah.
get there, right? So how do you do that? And so what they found is that their process was just crap. It took them roughly 10 days to get
Ooh.
back.
These are all
Yes.
mobile first,
These are
younger-ish
yeah,
people.
yeah,
They
yeah,
want to
yeah.
know right then,
Yeah.
do I have a job?
So apply to a job at 7-Eleven, and around 10 days you're going to get a response back.
10 days later, I'm on to something else. Sorry,
Right.
you missed me.
Forget something else. Here's what they found. So people that applied to 7-Eleven on average applied to roughly 14 other jobs in the local area.
Yeah,
Similar jobs in that area, right? A lot of people that work at the convenience store don't necessarily drive. They're either taking public transportation or walking.
I've
So
done that
there's
bit.
yeah, so they're applying in that radius. Their average time to hire was 3 to 4 days. The other companies, not 7-Eleven.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's
So the
crazy,
the
right?
comparison is they could make a decision that fast,
Right.
and 7-Eleven's they're stalled in the
Yeah.
in
So now what they've brought in some AI tech and chat bots and
yeah.
automated scheduling and all that stuff. So now they've automated 95% of their hiring process. There is not a human involved
Oh, that's
up
cool.
until the point of physically interviewing them.
Mm,
Prior to that, all the scheduling, the pre-screening, the pre-interview, all
yep.
done through chatbots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So 85% of the applicants, though, are confirmed within the first hour after applying now
That's cool.
for an interview.
Tell us the tech. Well, why are you keeping it a secret?
It's Rita
Oh,
Paradox. So
that's cool.
yeah,
I thought that was Olivia, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Paradox.
They're calling it Rita. So I don't know. Well,
It's probably
actually,
for hourly.
yeah. And I could be. It uses Rita. Yeah, but
Okay,
it's Paradox. And so
that's cool. Good for
yeah,
Paradox.
I mean that's an amazing case study. And I was reading the article, and the more I got in, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of
Dude, that's
research.
significant.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a little bit. That's fascinating.
yeah.
First
So
of all,
I'm gonna reach.
congratulations to 7-Eleven too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna reach out to their talent woman there because she's done a phenomenal job, and I think we need to
Yeah,
run through
have her
that
on
process.
practitioner quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good call. All right, let me last research. 89.4% of women say that work benefits, don't cover what they need for perimenopause. This is hellobonafide.com, so you can go read the study. It's the State of Menopause
Mm-hmm.
2024 is the study. We men don't talk enough about menopause. Some of it's because we're men and we just don't go through it, so we don't know how life-changing it is. Secondly, there still seems to be a hint of taboo. I don't think there should be, but let me give you two stats. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about it. 44% of women said their careers were impacted by perimenopause symptoms. Half.
Mm-hmm.
I like to round up like on that one. If half women that went through this, that go through this, they feel like their careers have been impacted. Like, it doesn't matter if that's true or not. Just the perception that would be true
Mm-hmm.
is horrendous. The others, on the opposite side, 2.2% of women are very satisfied with the resources their employer provides addressing perimenopause. That's
Yeah, that's a fail.
that's a fail. Like the
Yeah.
opposite, right?
There's nothing else to talk about
97.
there. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
right.
yeah.
So the thing that Michael's Ben is going through menopause, whatever the bit is, and man, it's heat
Yeah.
sweats and cold and just all kinds of your body is just going through all kinds of crazy shit, and women are suffering silently, and benefit benefit providers like look if you especially if your workforce is of that demographic, it should absolutely be a benefit.
Right.
There's too many things out there that you could do to help. So anyhow,
Yep.
when I see stats usually in studies that are really large or really low, it gets me to look deeper.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's going on here? First of all, like why is this high or low or whatever? Why is it that way? So anyway,
Check it out.
Oh,
Time for some funding.
This is the F for those listening and watching. This is the F and the BARF. Irish HR tech startup WorkSense. Ryan, that is spelled W-R-K.
They copied us.
Sense secures 825K in euros in funding. So I got this on staffingindustry.com. Work, W-R-K, hella cool. More about WorkSense. Okay, so what their goal is to empower recruitment agencies to enhance client relationships by automating administrative tasks so that they can focus on delivering more personalization and a high touch. So it's just like what you just talked about with the bots.
Right.
Taking some of this stuff up. WorkSense is doing that for the staffing industry in particular, staffing agencies. So welcome to the Work family, WorkSense.
Yeah, there we go. We're cousins.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Beam Benefits. They took in $40 million growth capital for expansion. So funding here is for three things. One, modernizing their platform. Two, product development. And three, scaling, right? Obvious stuff. Okay. So they are currently in 44 states. They are not global. They are U.S. based only.
Right. Inside the four walls.
Yeah, and they essentially they focus on the ancillary benefits. So think dental, vision, life, disability, things like that. They didn't mention any plans to expand globally at this time. I looked and I looked in a number of places. They're just focusing on getting.
What are the 6 states that they're not in? What's your guess?
Good. My guess. I don't know. Let's go with North Dakota.
I think it's population based. Yeah, to your point. It seems it's not just Alaska and Hawaii. Okay, cut those two.
Yeah,
great. Now you're down to
they're 48. In the biggins. Yeah.
So, but they made that decision.
Yeah.
Someone made that decision over time.
And look,
right?
if you're only missing a couple of states, I mean, come on, get there, do it.
You got the major ones.
Now you got the money to do it. Go to North Dakota. I don't know if North Dakota is already covered, but I'm just saying. There you go.
Fully Ramped raises $2.3 million to train sales reps faster with AI. This was fantastic reading. So this is SleepSavvyMagazine.com. Goes into a whole bit on how they're using AI to do two things. One, AI in training. So salespeople training. So instead of kind of the old sales training kind of modules and things like that, they're going to have AI train you to do sales.
Okay.
Second is they provide sales role playing. So the kind of one of the best trainings that I've ever had on the sales side was actually role playing. You get the phone, you're the customer, you're the prospect. I'm selling you, then we flip it. And just like being in a room and going through that actually was great training.
Yeah.
AI is now going to do that.
Yeah. I would prefer AI in a heartbeat. I hated role playing. When I can
I loved it.
Like I'm feeling my heart's pounding right now. I just remember going to Boise. We were in Boise, Idaho for 2 weeks, and it's all we did was sales training for Boise Cascade, and we literally for 2 weeks it was role playing after role play after role play, and I couldn't do it.
Dude,
I did it, but like I was chocked full of anxiety. Like I'm like, oh my god,
I just treated it every time I've ever done it. I've just treated it as improv, just comedy.
Yeah, I wasn't good with that. I was not. I mean, I could sell my ass off, and I was doing good.
Yeah,
but I just couldn't do it. Like it's not real.
So you're telling me that you don't have any budget? That's first of all, congratulations, not a big deal. All right, so
I guess
I'm listening to what you say, and then I'm just like, fuck it.
No, it's not for real. Nope. So
great. All right, what do you got?
Anyhow, all right, Gladia secures $16 million to advance their AI transcription and analytics service. So this is a company that is focusing on real-time transcription and multilingual voice text to recognition abilities. So
that's cool.
That's the reason why this company was founded. They were having issues with their accents, and coming, English not as a first language, which I guess
Right.
I never really. And maybe this is just short-sighted on my side.
Yeah.
I just assumed if you're in Germany and you're speaking German, well, you would use a transcription that would pick up German accents.
Right.
It never really dawned on me that there was an issue with that. I just figured it worked, but apparently it doesn't. And so this is what they're doing. They're
Hmm.
using that money to scale that and get really deep in the product and make
I
it
like that.
better. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
I've got another one down that's going to be similar to that. So,
Okay.
very cool.
Well, there you
All
go.
right. Fable. If you've not been following Fable, the company, it raised 25 million, but basically it adds cognitive and hearing impairments to its accessibility tools. So they're all about what Fable's all about is about accessibility.
Mm.
And getting tools out to people. So I found this on TechCrunch.com. So you can go into TechCrunch, type in Fable, and they'll have multiple stories because this is a Series B for them. But this is inclusion. Like these people are actually working on tools using AI and Gen AI and things like that to then help people with disabilities and accessibility be workers. So it's absolutely fantastic. I've read about them before a while back. Just kind of caught them some random bit, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's dope. Company cares about blind and hearing.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's cool. We'll keep doing that. But this is they're going to go deeper into cognitive, which is learning differences and things like that. Some of the things like dyslexia, dysgraphia, and stuff like that. So, congratulations to Fable. It's a fantastic read. Go take a look at the company, but also kind of what they're doing. All right, so this one gets back to what you just said. This is London-based Neurophonic. That's Neu Phonic.
Neuphonic.
Raises 3.5 million in euros. So that's probably almost 4 million ish to transform voice AI with a text to speech solution. So this is fantastic. This is on EU-startups.com and it's EU-startups.com. So what they've said, and I'm fascinated by this, it's the world's fastest text to speech technology.
That sold it to me.
Right?
I hate the delay, the latency. I hate it. I absolutely
I know.
that.
I knew you would love this when I read it. I'm like, because I hate that too. I'm like, I just said something or I just did something and it's like dot 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 dot. I'm like, ah. Well, the world's fastest text to speech technology, Neurophonic. Take a look at them. Reduces latency. That's its whole bit. So. Congratulations to them, by the way.
There you go. No latency. So, okay, last one for me is Zeal. They took a Series B, 15 million in funding. So this is a platform that focuses on staffing, gig work, ERO, PEO stuff. This isn't an entirely unique concept, right? There's other companies that offer payroll solutions. But Zeal's positioning themselves as obviously doing it better, but specifically with their ability for customization, its native mobile, and their verification process. So I don't know much about these guys, but they did take in 15 million in a Series B. So congratulations to.
So they call it modern payroll.
Modern payroll.
What I found fascinating about that is like, well, what's the definition of modern payroll?
Right.
So the definition, according to Zeal, is being able to pay every type of worker.
Right.
So if it's gig work, great, got you. If it's offshore, nearshore, agency, full-time, part-time.
Cool, got it.
Got you. We can pay you any way you want to be. W-2, W-9, got it, whatever. And it's global. And it's also white label. So you can get it white labeled.
The white label, yeah.
And put it into another solution. So still not sure of the modern, because they did position themselves against ADP and all the Paylocity and all the folks. It's like, yeah, they're your father's payroll solution.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about that.
Not really.
Anyhow,
yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to them. $15 million. Go do it.
Beautiful. And that's it for us. We're done.
What?
That's it. We
barfed?
We're done. We're done. We hit a good time. We're like an hour on the button today.
Awesome.
We're good. Well, thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, rate us if you can. We love to get ratings. Tell us how great we are or how bad we are. One or the other. Don't matter. I mean, like we're big boys. We could take it. Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all next time.